It was a chilly Thursday morning in early October. The sun had barely risen above the tree line as I stood waiting by the curb outside our house, my backpack slung over one shoulder, and earbuds blasting my favorite playlist to drown out the awkward silence that usually came with mornings like this. The school bus rolled up, brakes screeching softly as it stopped in front of me. I stepped on, nodded at Mr. Jenkins, the bus driver who rarely smiled, and made my way to the back, where I always sat with Jordan, my best friend since third grade. Jordan was already there, sprawled out in his usual spot, hoodie pulled over his head and a sketch pad resting on his knees. He didn't look up until I nudged him. "Yo," I said, flopping into the seat beside him. He smirked. "About time. Thought you'd miss the bus." I laughed. "You wish." As the bus rolled away, I noticed the usual chaos around us. Kids shouting, tossing paper balls, someone already blasting music on a mini speaker despite the no electronics sign. Jordan leaned over slightly and whispered, "I brought it." I blinked. "Brought what?" He didn't answer. Instead, he reached into his backpack and pulled out a tightly rolled bundle, then carefully unwrapped it. My eyes widened. "No way," I said. "Way," Jordan grinned. "Told you I'd do it." There, in his hands, was a half-finished banner that he'd been secretly working on all week. It read, "Free Mrs. Appleton," in bold, dramatic red letters. Mrs. Appleton was our homeroom teacher who had just been suspended for an incident that no one really understood. Rumors were flying. Everything from her yelling at the principal to her throwing a book out the window. "You're actually going through with it?" I asked, still shocked. He nodded. "We're hanging this from the gym balcony during assembly today. Gonna make a statement." I was half amused, half terrified. Jordan was always the brave one, the guy who jumped first and asked questions later. But this was bold, even for him. As the bus continued its route, Jordan pulled a small bag of zip ties from his hoodie pocket and flashed them like a magician showing off his next trick. I couldn't help but laugh, even though my stomach was in knots. If anyone caught him with that banner, we'd both be in serious trouble. Then, just as we were pulling up to the last stop before school, something unexpected happened. "Check this out," Jordan whispered, grabbing his phone and opening the camera app. He started filming a quick video clip showcasing the banner, like it was some kind of underground protest symbol. He narrated with a dramatic voice, "Day 4 of the resistance. Operation Free Appleton is in motion. Target time, 9:30 a.m. sharp." I tried to stifle a laugh. "Dude, what if they see that?" "They won't," he said confidently, slipping the phone back into his pocket. "I'm not posting it. Just keeping it for the archives." That's when things took a turn I didn't expect. The kid sitting across the aisle, Derek, must have overheard something. He leaned over, eyes wide. "Yo, you guys doing something during assembly?" Jordan froze, then leaned back coolly. "Why? You interested?" Derek grinned. "Depends." Jordan looked at me, and I could tell he was weighing the risk. After a second, he said, "All right, but if you tell anyone, we'll deny it." Derek nodded. "Scout's honor." Jordan pulled the banner out just enough to give him a peek. Derek's jaw dropped. "That's insane." "In a good way or a bad way?" I asked. He grinned. "Definitely good." The rest of the ride was filled with quiet whispers and last-minute planning. I kept glancing out the window, wondering if we were about to make history or get ourselves detention for a month. We reached the school parking lot just before the first bell. Jordan stuffed the banner back into his bag, slung it over his shoulder, and gave me a look. "You in?" he asked. I hesitated. "Come on, we do this together," he said. I nodded. "Let's do it." Little did I know, that backseat conversation would set off a chain of events that neither of us could have predicted. What happened next changed everything.